Hello, dear Taurus, my fellow bulls, my dear Tauruses, Taurians, however you want to be called. I hope you guys are having a lovely day so far. I'm your tarot reader for today. My name's Volk, and I have never done tarot on YouTube before. Well, not monthly readings at least. So this is the first time I'm doing this, and I hope you're all having a semi-solid month so far. So we're going to be doing a monthly overview with one card for every week, along with a thematic card and a card for the unconscious, and as well as an insight card to give you a little bit more advice on how to tackle the month of August. So for you, Taurus, my bulls, you guys are having a lot of spiritual reconstruction going on. You're really rebuilding. You're not rebuilding, you're really learning, actually. Most of you are learning how to get closer to your sense of self-confidence, because Mars and Chiron for you guys are both in the 12th house of the unconscious, subconscious hope, dreams, your sense of spirituality, faith. It's the place of healing as well, so we're really healing your ego. Because a lot of Taurians have been in a little bit of a rut, and this isn't just a small transitory phase that Taurians were having. This identity crisis that you guys were having has been happening for a couple of years. I want to say since Uranus shifted into Taurus and decided to, hey, wake you the fuck up. The storming Uranus in the weakest sign. Taurus falls in Uranus. So the next several years are going to be phenomenal in terms of inner transformation on a very personal level. As far as your character and your ego, there's a lot of focus on your identity, who you are as a person, and getting closer to authenticity for Tauruses. We did have a full moon recently in the 10th house of career, fame, status for you guys. The full moon in Aquarius happened in your 10th house of career and achievement. So you are letting go emotionally of old ways of defining yourself as far as what you want to do for a living, who you want to identify yourself in your professional circle. There's a need for a different kind of achievement now for Taurians. And then the new moon, sorry, I'm stuttering. The new moon is going to be in another fixed sign. This time it'll be in Leo on August 18th. So the new moon happening later this month on the third week is going to highlight your 4th house. All right. The house of home and family. So there's a need for Tauruses to have a more healthy approach with family and family and maybe the mother in the family, your roots. There's a need for healthy detachment with Uranus in your 1st house. Tauruses have a tendency, this notoriety for being overly attached. The Tauruses are just really focused on the past, sometimes overly stubborn about certain things that were happening unfairly in early childhood family life. So Uranus in the 1st house for you is really going to help you have a healthier way to remove yourself and have healthy boundaries in the 4th house in the family life and people that are really, really close to you. So let's go ahead and pull a card for the 1st week of August. Although it is the 10th already and I'm a little bit late, I still want to get an idea as to what's happening with all of you Taurians out there. So let's get a card for the 1st week of the month for you. What's going on? The 8 of Wands in reverse. Delays, setbacks, a shift, a complete U-turn, maybe even. So with all the outer planets in your 10th house, there is a recalibration of what you're focused on energetically you're going within a lot more to get closer to what you need to work on. So rather than pushing yourself, this is actually the opposite. So, and that's sometimes a pitfall with Taurus people is you overwork yourselves to the bone. But this card is actually really healthy for you. And whatever delays or setbacks or inconveniences that happen, whatever kind of destabilized your stability that you over-identify with, it needed to happen. So this is a miracle in disguise. So it's something that needs to happen for you, and you don't like it, but you need it. That's the point of it. So let's move on to the second week now. As Tauruses learn to adapt to the change in the status quo, there's a need to not. There's a. How do I put it? Home and family, something to do with relationships, current relationships that you're closely connected to sometimes feel a little bit too stifling. And in this case, it feels very much like a blockage for you. So as we have setbacks and delays and you need to go within, there's also a little bit of a dissatisfaction that you're feeling in regards to the people that you love and care for. Sometimes they can be a little bit annoying. All right. So you need to not you don't have to engage in them right now because they're going through their own shit as well, maybe, most likely. And so you need a lot more focus on self. And so sometimes Taurus people, being overly loyal as you are, you need to not do everything for everyone. You know, you want to be providers, I get it, but you can't provide when you are already working on a really deep part of yourself within. So you got to take a break as well. Oh, so many cards want to fall. So like I said earlier, a lot of the outer planets are on the 10th house for you. Venus, your ruler Venus, the planet of love, is in your 3rd house of Cancer. And this is the card of Cancer, by the way. So there's a need to change the way you're expressing your love as well. There's a need to not be so skeptical, maybe. I don't know why I'm getting that. Your ruler in Cancer is going to help you focus on what you love creating as far as your voice has. Yeah. So if you like speaking, if you like writing, if you want to make new friendships, allow yourself that. But maybe not right now. Kind of ease into that. So on the third week of August, we have the Fool card in the upright. It's time to have a reset, Taurus. Allow yourself to leap for the thing you really want to work on, whether it be your purpose, your professional purpose, or if you want to feel liberated from certain heavy social ties, you can do that towards the 18th and beyond. There's a need to let go of a strong need of responsibility as well, because Tauruses have been carrying a heavy load for a long time, and you need to embrace innocence again, that sense of wonder and awe for the future. Although, you know, the future is uncertain, it doesn't mean that you can't have faith in it. All right? And so on the last week, we have the High Priestess reversed. I think there was a trick. I think a fear is being triggered for a lot of Tauruses, because this is actually what's happening when you're afraid. And it has to do, I think, my guess would be that it has to do with your stability. So, and I would say has to do with finances for you guys, particularly for a lot of Tauruses. It seems like as you are learning how to trust the universe to play its part and see, that's the thing with Taurus, is you guys like to be in control and to have everything organized, and you want, you know, a specific set of outcomes, and you have standards and expectations, but lean more into that. Because if you don't, and if you start doing the same things and you're pushing and pushing, if these two, if you bring that back later this month, what's going to happen is you are going to keep this up. Or, well, reversed. Not up, but reversed. You're going to keep up the lack of flow that this guy naturally leans into. And he's actually, so in this reading, he's looking at the two cards here. And so he is, you know, the card is, that card, sorry, is facing these two. So there's a need to drop, there is a need to drop the connections right now. There's a need to have a little bit of distance and embrace the setbacks, the whatever is being on hold, whatever is not working out, or if you were hoping for things to move a little bit faster as far as plans, whether they be professional, love, family life, etc., not the time. You're still working on this, and you're doing a really good job. But the 4th week of August might be a little bit of a trigger, because things are getting more and more destabilizing in the world, right? This is Uranus forcing you to be the eye of the storm, and to not get swept into that storm. But as the storm is still happening and getting larger and larger in the world, with the financial crisis looming us all, this is going to be a little bit difficult for you to understand, because Tauruses want to have everything a certain way, so you're not used to living life in flow at times. So maybe watch out for that. You know, if you want to be the eye of the storm and you want to be indestructible, the fixed earth that Taurus is, then you can't do the same thing that you've always done. And that's the thing with Taurus people, is you guys will do the same thing over and over and over and over to the point of insanity. And then and then you get mad at yourself later down the line for not changing with the Uranian nature of change and revolution, which is going to be in your 1st house again. So the more you trust the unknown, the easier it will be to ride the wave of 2020 and 2021 and beyond. Because we all, I mean, frankly, we don't know what's going to be happening in the future, and right now we're doing our best to walk through that door, the portal of 2020. So what is in your subconscious, Taurus? I really want to know. Ace of Cups reversed. Let's talk about it for a moment, shall we? There, with this card over here, in the subconscious or the unconscious, you have to be careful. You have to be careful about this because water is a much needed element for earthy Taurus. We need that flow for nature to work in a natural way, for creativity to blossom, for a sense of an open heart to bring in, to draw in good experiences and people and results. But you can't overwater the plant. You can't not water the plant that is the seed, that is your soul. And so there's a need for, I just accidentally flipped this card as I tried to bring back the Fool. So upturn the High Priest. Work on your intuition so that you can activate a deep sense of contentment and fulfillment, of that effervescence, the soothing waters that need to help your long-term stability beyond the month of August. So, but there's a warning again. So careful with forcing things and not connecting to the emotional aspect, Taurus. All right. And the Venus in Cancer, like I said, is really going to help you with that, with learning how to set new foundations based on how you feel. Not forcefully setting too many plans, having a thought. You know, that's the thing with Taurus, is Tauruses like to typically have a methodology for everything, so you can't do that every damn. You got to learn how to let the universe play its part, and you can't have all the answers either way. So let's have one more card here. One advice card for Tauruses, please. What do you guys need right now? What animal best suits you for the month of August? Oh, I completely forgot. So I was supposed to pull a we have a theme card to pull for the month of August. The theme card is Judgment. You haven't quite gotten to the transformative. You are on the verge of upgrading on a spiritual sense. There's a need to upgrade. And we have 3 water cards reversed. So these are going to help you horn out what you really are proud for within and what you want your legacy to look like moving forth. But you gotta trust it. You just have to be unbothered by the chaos around you. So if you have triggers around you and they have to do with your environment, don't pay mind to that. Look at your own sunlight, and this will be easier to shift. All right? So it's not time. You're really working on coming out of the dark in a really spectacular way. So last but not least, well, yeah, last but not least, is that the right saying? I hope so. Let's have an animal card for Taurus. One animal card for our Taurians out there. What do we need to know for Taurus? The elephant. Developing your wisdom is going to be really key here as well. So you need to develop your wisdom and stay connected to what you know best based on all the disappointments you've experienced for a long time. That wisdom will keep your excitement for life and future burning ablaze. You'll be able to crush the obstacles ahead of you if you can preserve that wisdom. Don't let anyone tarnish it. Focus in. Reduce the friction and the triggers from other people and setbacks. Pay no mind to that. Focus on that so that you can activate your intuition, because a high priestess has great inner wisdom, but you need to tap more into that. So there's a need to be peaceful from within and without so that you can lead the life in a very peaceful way, like the heartwarming elephant. All right. So Taurus, that is the reading for the month of August. We have there's a lot of alchemizing happening in the spiritual sense. That way you can come out empowered next month. So that is your reading for the month of August. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment if you want. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/icyvolk if you want to leave a monetary tip. The PayPal link is below. And if you want to watch live readings when we do them, you can go to twitch.tv/icyvolk for live spiritual readings when we do them. We typically video game on there, so if you like video games, you can hop on over there as well. And we have a Discord server too for you to peruse, which I will link in the channel description below. Anyway, take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Okay.